Hi everybody, Matt here from Matt Likes Comics. We are going to have a little fun today. This is my response to Allan's Top 10 challenge with regards to top 10 horror or scary covers. Now I will admit that I do not have a lot of horror books. I do have a few scary covers here though. I have pulled from the horror as much as I can, but I've got a couple of other covers that are from regular series that the cover itself is actually a little, shall we say, queasy looking, for lack of a better phrase. Um, I'm hoping that a lot of you out there have horror books that you want to share because as a genre, horror has been awesome. It has been a staple since the 1940s as part of our collections. You have the 60s horror magazines when horror wasn't allowed to be in comic books. You have 70s when the horror returned, and of course 80s, 90s, and the 21st century where it's downright the best horror probably drawings in a long time that we've seen. But especially themes, certainly themes, because themes of things like something is killing the children are like just, or something, something under the tree or whatever. The one with the teddy bears, a little scary, and the concepts are getting cooler and cooler. Anyway, let us begin with the 10 books that I have that I'm going to show that I think are scary. Starting with Conan 175. It's scary because you've got a skull dripping worms, and I don't know how many people out there know what a son of Caius is from Dungeons and Dragons, but this reminds me of that creature when you've got the skull, undead skull with a bunch of worms and crap coming out of it. The son of Caius was always one of my favorite things in the Fiend Folio, so it's cool to see a cover that has something similar to that. Next up, I'm going with The Witching Hour 78 because the idea of a skeleton being encased in a wax museum in wax kind of sends a little into me. I believe this plot was done on one of the episodes of CSI Vegas, and I remember seeing that and just going, oh man. So to me, this is one of the more scarier concepts of things that can happen to somebody. Once again, The Witching Hour 78. Next up is a supervillain, but it is one of the most scariest looking visages of this villain that I've ever seen. One that actually makes me go in my thoughts and things. This is the Joker number 5. Just look at that face. He's tied up, but you just know he's dreaming of eating your liver. It's just a very freaky cover, in my opinion. Next up is The Witching Hour 76. Can you imagine this scenario? Can you imagine swimming for your life, reaching out for a boy, and running into the Grim Reaper? Drowning has always been one of my biggest fears. I'm very, very afraid of the water. This particular cover chills me literally to the bone. Especially with the sharks coming out on top of everything else. Next up, I have Grimm's Ghost Stories number 40. And it's just a scary looking portrait. The book itself has a story where if you look at the portraits, you end up dead. The story itself is quite grim. Grimm's Ghost Stories, I just got that. Anyway, this is number 40. It's it's a cool cover. Skulls on covers make for a great cover, which is why the next book has made the list in my thing. It is one that I'm pretty sure no one else is going to show, which was another reason why I picked this particular one. This is Detective Comics 996. And if you look, Batman is on a pile of skulls with the faces of all of his enemies drawn in behind the guy that's actually trying to kill him. This falls under the, oh my god, this is such a cool cover, but I can't believe it. So Detective 996. The other thing that I would find extremely scary would to be walk into a room and find myself surrounded by undead, as Xander does here on Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 4. I'm sorry, Angel and the gang would probably be too much for a normal human like Xander. And knowing that my probable fate is to be used as a feast and then turned into a vampire would be really deflating and a little scary as a thought at the moment. That's Buffy number 4. The last 3 I'm going to show are all from the same title. It's from the DC Comics series Ghosts. Why? Because again, they all have concepts on them that I would find extremely, shall we say, disturbing. For example, imagine you're out doing one of your favorite activities that you've ever done. And all of a sudden you look up and the person doing that activity next to you has a face like that. This is Ghost 20. Look at the face on that skier. Looking up and seeing that skull. Next up, we have Ghost 23. You're sneaking around, either with your little sister or your girlfriend, whatever the case is. There's no real indication on the cover. And you go up to a house with a strange light on, and this is what you see. A bunch of skeletons in prison robes playing cards. And unbeknownst to you, you've been detected and one is coming at you with a sword. That freaks the crap out of me. Again, I get the hibby-wibbies just thinking of it. Heebie-jeebies. Especially for a child. Which also brings us to our next and final cover. Ghosts number 24. Imagine you're visiting your mom in the cemetery. You're about to leave. And this is what you see coming in. You've got a large hand coming across to where you're standing, and 2 face invisible ghosts carrying an open casket that's empty. Do you think you're going to get out of there alive? You've probably just become a permanent resident. Which, again, the concepts now chill me to the bone. Now, I admit that when it comes to horror covers, most of these are pretty tame. But as I said at the beginning of the video, I do not have a large horror-based collection. I'm slowly getting some, especially of the Bronze Age. But I don't have the collections that some of you out there have, which I'm looking forward to seeing. I would like to see you join the challenge. Please like, subscribe, and comment below with regards to any books you liked, any books you thought were a little too not scary enough. Let's put it that way. I I'm going again by what I have in my collection and what I find a little disturbing. So that's my opinion. I want to hear yours. So subscribe, click like or dislike if that's the way you're leaning, and comment below anything you might think about these books. I really want to know, and I really want to see your lists. So if you're going to do a video, please hashtag Friday Comic Challenge and include, tag Allan, and if you want to tag me too, I would be happy to watch your video. I watch every video of this type that I come across, and I will of course leave a comment on your video about what I think of your books. Thank you very much for taking your time today to join me on this one, because my name is Matt and I like comics, and I hope you do too. Thank you.